Hello and welcome to this Jane's Weather Update. It is Thursday, the 15th of February. I'm a bit busy tomorrow morning, so I'm giving you your weekly update now on a Thursday. Here is the pattern that we have this morning. High pressure is sitting in through here, a big ridge of it that's right across the southeast. You've got a trough that's running down in through here, with showers and thunderstorms all out ahead of that one, anywhere on and east of that line. There is a tropical low that is over the Gulf of Carpentaria, likely to potentially develop into a cyclone just as a category 1 and then come ashore. That's Thursday into Friday. And then this is going to be our next big ball of moisture that we need to deal with. It's likely to head across the Northern Territory and into Western Australia. We are very interested in that in the southern parts of the country because that big ball of moisture, if that gets linked into a weather system crossing the south, that will feed it with a lot of moisture and could turn it into very significant rain. So we keep our eye on what's happening with those there. Over in the west, with the high pressure system sitting here over the Bight, the winds move in this direction around. They pick up all the heat from the interior and push it right down into the southwest. You can see the trough today is just off the coast there. With that trough being off the coast, that means heat wave for Perth and the southwest. We need that trough to swing inland to bring that cool change. If you're waiting on that, it's coming today. All right, let's have a look. So we'll start with the rain forecast. This is for the next 8 days, and you can see the effects of this big ball of moisture as it moves inland. So over the next week, nothing down into the south at all. This one is all remaining up here in the north, moving across the Northern Territory and into the northwest. The question is, what it's going to do after that? So nothing in the short term, i.e. the next week, no concerns down in the south from that one. After that, it may prove a bit of interesting weather for us. Meanwhile, we've got that trough that is very stationary running down through the eastern states. So out to the east of that one, that's where you get your showers and thunderstorms. With high pressure sitting across the southeast here, the winds moving around, they pick up moisture from the Tasman Sea and push it into the east coast. It runs into that trough. So showers and storms here and lots of shower activity for the coast too. I'll show you day by day what's likely to happen with that. Let's start with the big maps first of all. So day 1, which is Thursday, here's our low at the top, and here we have our showers and storms coming down into here. Nothing else for the rest. Into Friday, low at the top, showers and storms into here, just coming into far northeastern Victoria. So that does extend down a little bit, but otherwise nothing going on. Heading across the weekend, we've got day 3 and 4, Saturday and Sunday. Here is that big ball of moisture starting to move across the Northern Territory. Meanwhile, the trough starts to weaken in those eastern states. It's more of a coastal thing here, still with an onshore airflow. That's Saturday. Moving into Sunday, still just a coastal thing here. Otherwise, the trough has pretty much dissipated, and it's all about what's happening with this big ball of moisture up the north there. Heading into day 5, which is Monday. Here we still have our onshore airflow for the east coast. I'll show you the day by day for Sydney and Brisbane in a second. And here is that big ball of moisture starting to move further into the west. So as we go through next week, that's likely to remain up here and not quite come down anywhere yet. It will be a system that comes across here that picks that up and turns that into significant rain. So do keep an eye on this to see where that ends up moving. So nothing in the next week, but keep an eye on it. Meanwhile, we get another system that is moving through the east here, another set of troughs, and so that brings up the shower and storm activity once again. All right, in terms of temperature for that, let's have a look at next week, so beginning on the 19th, so on Monday. And this is heat. Now, we know there's heat in the southwest today, then a cool change, but maybe some of that is going to come back. I'll show you that one in a second as well. So this is a large area of heat that's crossing the south here, moving into New South Wales as well, whereas we'd be expecting cooler temperatures here because we've got that tropical ball of moisture that is moving through. Okay, let's have a look. This is our new consensus, which is our pro consensus. What this does is not just an average of the global weather models. That's old school. Let's move into the next phase of what Jane's Weather is doing. This one adapts to your local conditions because it's used machine learning and AI to actually learn from the conditions. It's watched what's happened when we've had this sort of weather system before, and it has adapted to those things. So here we have Perth. You may have noticed before, it thought it was a maritime environment, so all the temperatures were a little bit too cool. Now this is fixed because it has all of those observations going in, so it knows exactly what's happening. Here is our heat today, about 43 in the city this afternoon. Having a look at the winds coming through here, it's an easterly, so that's hot. But here is our cool change coming in around 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon. Temperatures should slowly go down, and then into tomorrow, no heat at all. It's a west to southwesterly wind, and we just peak excuse me, in the high 20s there. So 43 to just back to the high 20s. But is that heat done? The answer there is no. So as we go through Friday, Saturday, that one comes back, particularly on Sunday. Here we are back up again in the low 40s. Not sure what's happening with my voice today. I'll sort that out before the news tonight. But here we have that easterly wind back once again. So we've got our extreme temperatures as we go into Sunday. That lasts into Monday. And here is our next change coming through in the afternoon on Monday, reducing those temperatures after that. So we've got heat today. It takes a break. It comes back on Sunday for 2 days. All right, let's head further east and we'll move into Melbourne. I'm just going to show you, we've got a very boring weather pattern at the moment. There's high pressure sitting there. What that means is there's no extreme heat. It is just mild, pleasant conditions, a fair bit of sunshine, hardly any wet weather unless you're in the northeast. So in Melbourne, we've just got these mild conditions right through to early next week. After that, I'll just move my head, it does jump up. So by Tuesday, temperatures rise. Wednesday, we're back in the 30s and may peak in the mid-30s on Thursday before another cool change comes through. Not a lot of wet weather with that one at this stage. Okay, let's move further up the coast into Sydney. Hope you like it grey and a little bit cool. This is just the low 20s today, and we've got showers coming in from the coast. Just having a look at that. Yes, those showers are there. They're just pushing in. That will continue all day, maybe increasing tonight. Now, tomorrow, that's looking quite wet, and there is a risk of thunderstorms in there too. In our new consensus forecast, we've improved the storm modelling. I think you're going to really like this. It really, really shows you when those big risk days are there versus just the slight risk that we have on at the moment. So the storm forecasting, much improved in our next issue here. All right, so here we have a fair bit of wet weather tomorrow, but as we go into Saturday, here we go. Lots of sunshine. Lovely. Sydney will be appreciating that. Warmer temperatures and then a late change. We've got showers and thunderstorms in through there. On Sunday, not much happening at all. Let's head further north, heading into Brisbane. Here we go. Today, not a lot of activity. We're in the high 20s. Tomorrow, that's when most of that activity is there. We've got our onshore wind. We've got lots of showers pushing through. So that could be quite a cooler and fairly wet day. So Friday is the wet day in Brisbane, whereas over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, a little bit of activity, not much going on at all, back up into the 30s, which will be nice. Okay, let's have a look at week 2. So now we've jumped right forward. So not next week, but the one after that. So beginning the 26th of February. We know we had our big juicy ball of moisture that was moving in through here. At the end of next week, where does it end up? Somewhere here over the northwest. Now that is a juicy ball of moisture. If something comes across the south, it can link into that and deliver significant rain. So this is a bit of a heads up that could start coming down and moving across. This shows maybe not affecting the southwest, so not quite making it down here, but the link occurs here and then moves eastwards as it comes in. This is week 2. It's just a bit of a heads up that something could be happening, linking that moisture and moving across the south. Okay, let's have a look at longer term, just so we've got a bit of an update for this week on what our models are suggesting for the Pacific and the Indian Ocean. This one here is the Pacific Ocean. So it's our El Nino or our La Nina. And here we are in our current El Nino that was overtaken by the Tasman Sea. So it's not the be-all and end-all. It's not the only piece of advice that we should be considering. But this is showing every single model heading down a slippery slope. We've now got 1, 2, almost 3 models that are suggesting we go across that threshold as we move through June, July next year, and all of them have a downward trajectory. Again, one piece of the puzzle. This is what the Pacific Ocean is likely to do in terms of everything that makes up our weather. Let's have a look over at the Indian Ocean, and we're out of that positive IOD now. The monsoon has arrived. We're looking at 1, 2, 3 models that are crossing that threshold as we go through winter into this year, and we've got another couple there, but these ones are also heading down. So this is a very mixed bag in terms of what's happening with the Indian Ocean. If you had 3 that were up here, and let's go back to the Pacific, 3 that are down here, they are offsetting each other. So this one is, so the Pacific trying to drive that moisture towards us from the Pacific Ocean, whereas the Indian Ocean trying to drive that away. So that is 2 opposing forces that we have to consider. And again, they are just 2 pieces of the puzzle. What actually happens day to day and what weather we do get always depends on what those weather systems actually do. Where are the weather systems? Let's just scroll back up. Sorry about your eyes for a second. Where are those weather systems sitting? If we've got a high pressure system over the bight here, lots of heat into the southwest and dry. we've got lots of cooler air into the southeast here and also dry. Or if it moves slightly, you can get the Tasman Sea coming in. You've got troughs down here, lots of wet weather coming in through here. It's all about that day-to-day weather pattern on where our highs and our lows are actually moving. That's it from me for this week. In terms of pro, we are hopefully scaling that up soon. Hopefully you have joined the waitlist, and we'll be bringing those people on over the next week. So get on that waitlist and you'll get to experience all of that new forecasting soon. Bye.